once again, welcome everyone. And if you have missed the first session of today's topic, please go to my Facebook profile and click on the Facebook page on Soul, where I have already posted part 1 there. So part 1, we talk about, should I love or should I be loved? So we have some interesting discussion. And eventually, of course, some people will prefer to be loved and some people prefer to give love. But whether to be loved or to give love, you have to have love. You yourself got to have love. You have to be in love with yourself first. Whatever you need people to give you, you got to give yourself. Only when you are in abundance, you have a lot of plenty, then you don't have to depend on people to give you. So you are not desperate for people to cling on to people, to depend on people to give you security. If you prefer people to love you, then you got to upgrade yourself, because people love you. Sometimes they will put you in a very comfortable position. You are like a kept pet in a beautiful cage. You are not allowed to fly. So these are all little considerations. So please go catch up on Facebook for the first session. Today's session is kind of interesting. Last week we talked about, I remember one of our viewers, he being married for 25 years. He's very experienced in relationship as a married man, and happily married and with grown up kids, which he is very proud of. But today we are going to talk about dating. How many of you here are still single? I am. Yeah, how many of you here is still single and still looking for love? Whether you are male or female. Okay, Vin is looking for love. Anybody else still single and looking for love? I'm going to teach you some skills and something that you have to take note during the dating stage. A lot of people make mistakes, and this will help you to have a better insight how to get into a relationship and how do you manage it, because it's not going to be easy. Please, if you think this topic is interesting and you think your friends will like it, please help me to share. Oh, you're attached. Okay, attached, haven't married. Attached for how long? 6 months. Alright, 6 months. You're on the stage number 2 of dating. So now you will know what I'm going to tell you. Let's start from stage 1. Now, stage 1, when we look into dating apps, many of us use the dating apps nowadays. And the picture that you post on your dating app, on your profile, because I did that before, so I know. The pictures that you post on dating app are the picture that you are going to attract people. Am I right? The picture that you post is going to attract the people. Let's say for guys will post beside my car. Like if let's say you have a prestigious car like Benz, Mercedes-Benz, you post beside the Benz. Some will post beside a sports car. When ladies go through the profiles, the guy's profile, they will say, okay, this person is rich guy. That's what you want to attract people to perceive you, right? So this guy will say, okay, this lady will say, okay, I want to date this guy. This guy is rich. As for ladies, what kind of picture do you post? Came across many lady profiles. They will show a little bit here, and whatever things you post, it is your image. That is what you're trying to. Is an image, is a message that you send to the people who's looking at your profile. If you want to attract girls, they love you because of your sports car, so you're going to attract those ladies that just be friend with you because she thought you're rich. If you are really rich, then you're going to keep up with her standard. Ladies, if let's say you always want people to look at you as very sexy, have very nice figure, then when you date that person, you make sure you have nice figure, Make sure that you're always in a very beautiful, the best, sexy face. So you cannot eat too much food because you're put on weight. You're going to make sure that you're keep with your makeup, the way you dress. Attraction doesn't mean much. Attraction is just like you are moving to a house and you're furnishing your house. You look at IKEA and you say, oh, this sofa is very nice. Oh, it matches my decor. It is very attractive. This is very nice for sofa. So you bought the sofa because you never try, right? Online purchase, you cannot try. When the sofa arrives, you sit on it. It's not comfortable. So attraction is like that. You see, you like, but might not suit you. So how? You date that person, text the person, let's meet up for the first date. So meet up on first date. Then you talk, then the girl, when two person is being attracted to each other, the body language will mirror each other. The lady will, yeah, so cute, yeah, try to flirt. And then the guy will also do this, yeah. Then both body language is the same. That means they're attracted to each other. Right? If let's say the body language is not mirrored, means not the same, means they're not there's no attraction there. So after first meeting, you like to see him again, or he like to see the girl again, then have second meeting. Now, in dating stage, a lot of time couples will date for the first 3 dates, and then they will decide that, okay, this is the person that I want to be exclusive. What is the difference between lust and love? Lust is about personal needs. Lust is about you being clouded by the brain chemical, the dopamine, the whatever love hormones that you have, oxytocin, that create that kind of illusion that you're in love. So usually if let's say you meet somebody that can click, the first 3 date you have a lot of butterflies in the stomach because of this lust. This lust will make you feel that you are very dreamy, always in love, so sweet. So this is not love, this is the under lust. So how to progress from lust to love? From lust to love, you need to talk. Talk about what? Now, this is stage 1 of dating. So if let's say you are dating someone under stage 1, first stage will be from 3rd date onwards to you decided to go exclusive is about 6 months. So the first 3 months is a lot of passion, a lot of sex also, A lot of passion, a lot of sex. But then it will progress to the 6 months, and then you realize some true colors. During the first 3 to 6 months of dating, you need to ask questions to know whether this person suits you or not. Now, what are the questions that you're interested to ask? Let's talk about it. Early stage of dating, you need to know the person's personality, whether the personality suits you or not. And this can be question that is more straightforward. For example, what's your favorite color? What do you like to eat? What is your current job like? Do you like your current job? Also, you can ask about what is your favorite thing that you would like to do during weekends. And from all this, you will slowly extract information. Now, those during dating stage, you have to do homework, You have to ask yourself, what are the things I want to know about him? Maybe I want to know about his family. How close is he with the family? When was the last date? Let's say he said, my last date, I just broke off with my girlfriend last week. Then he's not serious about it. Okay, he's just looking for something to fill his loneliness. You got to do homework. What you want to get from those questions. Then you ask question. And when you ask question, you will extract relevant information that you need. If the person you like to go karaoke, but the person hate to sing song, he might not be the right person. Maybe because of the interest is different. But you are going to give him a chance. He's a nice guy. You give him another chance. Then it progresses to about 6 months, half a year. So half a year is where you start to see the behaviors. Because early stage of dating, we will put up a very nice outlook. We will behave the way you think the other person want you to behave, because you want to be accepted. You will be someone that's not yourself. Both parties. And when you go into the second stage of dating, which is about 6 months, you start to relax because you get used to each other already. Then you start to observe that you have different interests, the person has got some habits that you just cannot tolerate. This is where you got to discuss and talk about more in-depth topics, future relationship as you progress. These deeper questions can be questions that's about values. Okay, what is important to you? Then you will ask, for example, do you always go back to your parents' house? Do you like to cook? What is your greatest achievement? What is the last job that you hate? Next time when we get married, do you want to have kids? Next time when we get married, where do you want to stay? Do you want to stay with your parent or stay with my parent? Or are we going to buy a place? All these are important questions. If all these are not laid down properly, the relationship, once it progresses, conflict is going to happen. So let's say you communicated expectations. Next time when we are together, we get married, we are going to stay where, everything is all communicated nicely. Then you will progress to stage 3. Now, stage 3 is to enforce stage 2. Stage 2, you'll talk about, if let's say you want to go to your parents' place to stay, then I'm not going to stay with your parent. I rather that we move out. You'll agree, okay, one will move out after marriage. But on the dating stage of stage 3, the guy change his mind. Then it will make the other person angry. Which means that stage 2, whatever you all discuss, is not being complied. All the little signs that you will start to feel this person is not enough, not good enough. During the first stage of dating, your brain will become foggy by the love hormones. You will only see the nice but ignore the worst. You will ignore the blind spots, but you only look at the nice one. But as you progress through the dating stage, the stage 3, you start to magnify the bad ones. Even a little bit of bad habits you can blow up. You might start to quarrel. That is about second stage. So second stage is about 5 months onwards to about a year. After the first year, that is a stage 3. After first year, there will be quarrels. There will be things that you have to discuss. The communication must be there. And if you can progress and you are able to commit and you are able to respect each other's needs and expectation and each other's boundaries, you can progress to stage 4, which is like, okay, let's get married. But if stage 3 is still blur, things still not laid out properly, nobody agree of anything, still quarrels, do not progress to marriage. Because if your values, your needs, your expectation is not clear to each other, to one another, once you're married, all these things will come out. All these flaws, all these arguments, all this, I don't like this, I don't like you to do this, why you never put down the toilet seat, all these things will start to come out. Stage 3, if you are able to iron everything and you realize that your partner did what you have discussed to understand both needs and expectation and respect the boundaries, then good, it's time to get married. If it's not ironed out, do not marry. So after the 4th stage, you decide to get married, fine, good, Then the stage 5, after get married, is another set of relationship stages. It's like stages of marriage, right? First stage, again, stage 1, after you're married, everything is so sweet, right? Honeymoon, right? You see, oh, we just married. You see, if you see social media, always people post that just got married. Marriage is about nurturing. Dating is tough. Marriage is even tougher. Why? First, you get married. You are the honeymoon state. Honeymoon 6 months. 6 months onwards, you feel that, okay, how come my partner still pee everywhere? How come the toilet seat is still so dirty? How come the laundry still anyhow throw? start to quarrel and argue. You got to have a day that you sit down and talk about what disappoint you, what makes you upset, what can be changed. Because you're married, you got no choice. You have to work together. It is a partnership. You have to ask each other, what is your expectation? What have I done wrong? What do you want me to do? And then you respect each other's boundaries and expectation and needs. It's easy to say. But when both party is stubborn, it is hard. So each person got to start to know how to give in. By talking about giving in, we are talking about sacrificing some of your important expectation so that your partners can blend in. You can work together, right? You cannot be stubborn and then you keep whatever you want. I insist my expectation. Then there's no problem solving, because both of you got to tackle the problem together. So you have an expectation, he has an expectation. How can you collaborate and blend in? That's how marriage works. The marriage works fine. So you get married, everything is okay, and then maybe the second year or third year you start to have kids. And when you have kids, it's again the next stage of marriage. When you have kids, you have arguments, parenting style is different. Then you have financial issue, you have the mother-in-law's issue, you have the maid issue. All these are issues. All this can cause the marriage to break. Because anything that concerns human being, it will cause the relationship to break. Sometimes you have in-laws issue. In-laws can interfere the marriage and make the marriage break as well. Then you are busy with your work. Your wife also work, for example. Let's say your wife is also work, and then she has to be work-life balance. Got to make sure that the kid is at the sitter, is your childcare center. And what happens if the child is sick? Who's going to bring the child home? And then let's say you are always traveling, and she has to handle all this all by herself, and she still have to work. You see, all this conflict will come in. So at this stage of marriage, it's going to be very, very tough. It's about when you are 35 to about 45 years old. That's where the kids born, and then when the kids go to school. And if you can iron all this and clear all these obstacles, you'll go to next step of marriage. That is when you are having a midlife crisis, about 40 to 50 years old. So your kids can be maybe in the NS or in the university, and you need a lot of money to finance their study. And job loss, for example, now people who get retrenched are usually about 40 years old. In midlife crisis, there are a lot of things to even add on to difficulty in the marriage. Let's say you have already quarrels, and then you lost your job due to retrenchment. Somebody in the family, the parents, for example, is old age, right? Got sick, and then stress will come in. Kids, rebellious. So all these stages we call it midlife crisis. And you have to reinvent your career. You got to get a lower pay. Maybe you get a lesser pay job. And then you will complain that, now kids got to go to school, not enough to pay school fee, got to still pay mortgage. Ask the wife to go and work. But the wife said, I've been a housewife for 10 years, 20 years. You ask me to go to work. What can I do? And all this will happen. In order to survive this stage, both parties got to be very strong. They have to communicate. They have to collaborate. They have to know each other's expectation. Or else, divorce will be the result. That's why a lot of people divorce when the kids is about young adult. Because they are sick of the whole family relationship drama. And ladies will want to look for freedom again. Because when you're married, for ladies, it's like you lost all your freedom. So they will want to have freedom again. And then the guy also want to have somebody to attach to someone more fresh, more attractive. But if the both party can work this out, then of course they can have the final stage, which is completion. Then we'll have kids grow up, they will go for holidays together, and go back to patho stage again. but not many people go through that stage. So let's say you are able to complete the whole stages of relationship all the way to the last day. That would be so interesting, isn't it? So that is dating and relationship. Once he become your ex, can you still be friend? If let's say the ex is a abusive person, no, cannot be friend at all. You got to block all the social media, change your phone number. I know you cannot change your address, right? Bo pian, right? Change phone number. So what are the challenges if let's say you take your ex as a friend? Toxic relationship, no. Yes, toxic cannot. Toxic relationship, no. You got to cut tie and you got to be very careful. You got to might need to apply for a protection order, because if let's say a person is very abusive, a person is narcissistic, the person can do terrible stuff. So you will have to file a protection order with the policeman, with a police force. So let's say you want to break up with the person and then you realize that you want to be friend. The reason why you want to be friend could because you are too used to being with this person. When you get used to something, break away from this person can be very difficult because it's a habit. You want to be a friend because you are used to him or she being around. And if you stay friend with your ex, how are you going to move on with your relationship? Let's say you want to have a new relationship, right? Because you break up with the bad one, a not suitable one, you want to find a new relationship. If you still be friend with the ex, then how are you going to justify that to your new boyfriend or your new dates that I'm still a friend with my ex, you know? It can hinder your progress also. You are not able to move on with a new relationship. And this person, let's say this ex is a stalker, even worse, isn't it? They will always look at your Facebook, your social media, or occasionally, or maybe he will call you and then you will start to talk with each other again. It's like, where is the full stop? Where is the full stop? You got to put a full stop. Unless he or she or both parties is already done with the relationship. No emotional attach. Neutral. When you mention about the breakup, you don't feel sad anymore. Both parties don't feel sad anymore. Neutral. Yes, then you can be friends. But usually there will still be emotional attached. So I would not advise to stay as friend. I'm still friend with my ex-wife. My girlfriend knows about it. Because do you have a kid? If let's say you have a kid, then of course the girlfriend got to understand. Let's say because it's a co-parenting, right? Let's say you have no kids, then ex-wife, I don't see why the ex-wife is involved. If let's say you have kids, yes, then it makes sense that you have to be in touch with your ex because for the kids' purpose. Okay, that's all for tonight. It's 11:15. I should let you go and rest. And I hope to see you again on Thursday at 10 o'clock for next topic. Next topic is about how to stay enthusiastic at work. Thank you so much for your support and have a good night. I will see you again on Thursday or Sunday.